Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Busy day today. We've got a lot of parts that came in on Friday, so we can get moving. I've got a new old stock gear here. I think you can see that. Intermediate gear for Scott's transfer case. This one, as you remember, this was the one that was all chipped up. I did source a new old stock gear. When I can, I like to use new old stock. There's a lot of junk out there now. A lot of guys just selling the same old overseas junk, and I don't like to take a chance on it. Intermediate shafts always take a beating. That's the original, with your original bearings. And I know a lot of guys use that hardened one. A couple places make hardened shafts, and they also don't last as long as I would like them to. We are going to put the advanced adapters kit in here. We're going to bore this like you've seen me do before. Put the Timken bearings in there, and that makes a real nice setup. Super quiet, and God, they last forever. I've not had one yet go bad, but I'm waiting on those kits to come in, maybe sometime this week, and then we can start boring that. So parts are starting to roll in. I have his transmission gears, not gears. I got a counter shaft. I got a new old stock small parts kit. I've got, this one was leaking real bad. I've got a sealed front bearing coming. You've seen me put those in before. I got a new rear bearing. I don't like the way that one sounds, but shouldn't be long. We'll have this wrapped up. And let's go over to the other bench. And I got Adolfo's crankshaft back. And this came back 20 under on the mains, 50 under on the rods. They don't do it anymore. They did not fix the keyway for me, so I got to do that myself. They used to do that, but they don't do it any longer. And I think you can see here, I just laid in some very careful TIG beads. I didn't go all, this was in line, on this side. And it got really wallowed out on that side. So I welded all that up. We're going to go in there with a Woodruff key cutter, and I'll show you that. I am out of number 9 keys right now. I've done a few of these just recently, and I'm out of number 9 keys. They'll be in here today, and we'll cut that. I'll show you how we fix the key there. Don't put your key in and use JB Weld. It just, I see a lot of guys do that, and it doesn't last. You might feel good when you start it up, take it for a ride, but it just does not last. You've got to weld it and recut it. So you can see they hit everything. We still don't have good seals yet. We're working on that. So we make the rear main seal area 2.335. And I think you can see they always do a beautiful job on that. That will seal perfectly. I don't have any concerns about that. We'll use the best gasket again because they are good gaskets. They're just the wrong size. So we'll use that back there, and that is ground absolutely perfect and smooth. And we're getting ready now. All the machine work is finally finished on Adolfo's engine. I'll take you over there and show you that, and I'm going to pull it outside and give it a good final cleaning, and we'll put it in a bag and wait for our main and rod bearings to come in before we start assembling it. Okay guys, we're in the honing machine here, and I have all the cylinders perfectly sized. And we've got a very nice 45-degree crosshatch in there. And remember, I did the valve seats last time. The hardened inserts are in there. Couldn't run unleaded fuel with no problem now. And I took some time and got all the cylinders honed perfectly. So, got the tractor warming up right outside the door, and we're going to pull this out, take it around back, get the hot water pressure washer out, some soap, and give this one final cleaning. And we'll put it on the stand, put it in a bag, and wait on our bearings to come, and then we can start assembling this hopefully sometime this week. But the bores look perfect. Started out with 80 grit stones, went to 280 stones, that's where I like to leave off. Then we gave it the finish with the plateau brush, like you see me do on other engines. And those are ready for some pistons right now. And we wound up at 20 over. So this was a real good block. I encourage guys, when you have bad blocks, not to run out and buy Chinese blocks. Just the horror stories keep coming in about those. So just look around and see if you can find an original block, and you'll be much happier in the long run. So this is a very good block compared to the MB that he brought me. And we had that MB block that was just way over 80 over already. This one at 20 over is fantastic. I like to get them. This was a standard bore, but we had to take it till 20. So I'm going to pull it out of here and start washing it. Okay guys, done with the cleaning of Adolfo's engine. I have it oiled down so it won't rust. And we got it in an engine bag. I'm just going to close it up while we wait on the bearings. Like I say, hopefully this week. Pistons are all fit perfectly, valves are done. So we're real close to getting the crank in here as soon as those bearings come. And as soon as we get a little further on this one, we will start taking Scott's M38 motor apart, and we'll do the M38 rebuild. And we've got his everything on the bench there, so we'll get the transmission transfer case for Scott finished up. Overdrive is coming in for him, and we'll keep plugging away on Adolfo's engine and get that finished up. And I'll take you over to the bench and show you another project that I made a decision on which way I'm going. And meet you over there in just a second. Okay guys, still covered up on the lift here is the dual wheel snowblower Jeep, and I have just been waiting. It's been crazy busy, and I've been waiting to finish the booth and get this in there. So we're getting real close to that, and I will take you along for that as well. But let's head over to the bench now. Okay guys, here we are over at the bench, and like I say, the snowblower Jeep just needs some paint, and when I get a free minute I'll get boogieing on that and I'll show you. I got some leaf springs here, new old stock. I was lucky to find these. I've got some rears, very heavy 11 leaves, and I was lucky enough to find some fronts, original tapered leaves here. Haven't had new old stock ones of those in a while. A guy I know was getting rid of a bunch of springs, and I was able to pick these up fairly reasonable. And these are for the CJ3B. I know it's a very old project, but I've been kind of tinkering along making parts for it. A CJ3B welder Jeep, and I have the front and rear end done, and I made a commitment today on an engine, and some of you guys may recognize this bell housing here, this flywheel housing. There she is. Made a decision today. It's been going back and forth between the Vortec V6 or the 4BT Cummins, and I decided and pulled the trigger today, and having an engine to put together a Cummins 4BT, and I know a lot of guys are going to say it's too heavy for a 3B, but I'll show you along the way what I do. We'll put some overload springs in there, and we'll, I don't know, I may lengthen just the front clip fender's hood, place the grill a little further out. I don't want, I can get it in there, I don't want to shoehorn it in there where it's not fun to work on or you can't do any service. And I'm going to go over a bunch of flywheel housings. I have a list of people who are good to deal with and volumes of people who are terrible to deal with. But this is a flywheel cover I'm going with. I have the starter in the second quadrant. I tried a few other ways to go. I wasn't real happy, and I'll tell you more about that, you know, as the project continues. But right now, I'm gathering parts because I know the snowblower Jeep will be finished up pretty soon. I'm gathering parts for the next project. I have a lot of stuff already done, and let's head over to the transmission bench. I thought I was going to have some free time, but that didn't work out either. And what we have here, taken apart at the beginning stages of coming apart, it's upside down, just draining every little bit of fluid out. That is the GM SM465. That's what I'm going to run behind the 4BT, and I'll show you how I make the adapter and do all that stuff. And like I say, this is a very, very long-term project. Just wanted to bring you guys up to speed on the engine I decided on. I was going to do that V6, but it would have been a hell of a lot easier. It would have fit right in there. Wouldn't have had to make any modifications. But I really want to get a 4BT in something. And I've got a lot of vehicles that could go in, but I want it in the welder Jeep. And I'm not sure if I will make a frame from scratch or if I'll just extend that, build some custom fenders and a custom hood, make it look original, but it's the kind of thing you'd look at and not know if it's original or extended. I want it to be clean looking, and I'll show you that as it happens. Just want to kind of bring you up to speed on that, and that's the plan for that particular Jeep. And like I say, plenty of work to do on other people's projects and more stuff coming in. Got to get that head resurfaced, and there's a lot to do. But just want to bring you up to speed and show you some of the good finds that I've been making. Like I say, you know, the springs, hunted around for this particular housing, and was able to get that for a real good price. And things are moving along. I've got one more piece finished for it, and I'll show you that next. Okay guys, kind of hard to see, it's crowded in here, but here is my transfer case that's going behind the SM465 so that I can plug on a center mount PTO, run the belts up through the floor to run the welder, whichever one I finally decide on, or whoever will work with me on that. So that's your typical Dana 18 big hole case. You see we've got the advanced adapters bearing upgrade. You could tell by the nut there. But that's completely rebuilt, ready to go. Like I say, the axles are done. I may change over that rear axle, I don't know. It depends how heavy the welder is. I may go with a dual wheel setup like the snowblower Jeep. But I'm not sure about that just yet. So things are happening, and I guess we better get busy on some real jobs here. But this engine's going to be next, Scott's engine, and we looked at that a couple times. And Harbor Freight Predator motor was on my log splitter. Went to fire it up the other day. Something's wrong with that, so I stuck another one on. I had a Briggs & Stratton Vanguard, but that Predator motor has to come apart and see what's wrong with that. So lots going on, and well, I'll take you along as I do things and show you what's what. But just a shorty for today, show everybody that we're making progress on their projects, And thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.